Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavirjam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Devyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapada Pramopanishadaihi Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa Pashyanti yam yoginaha Yasyantam navidusura suraganaha Devaya tasmai namaha Devaya tasmai namaha. The third chapter begins with a question raised by Arjuna. The question is, Bhagavan, if you consider the spiritual knowledge to be the highest, why are you asking me to engage in this terrible action of fighting the war? You must have asked me to gain the knowledge. So then Bhagavan makes it clear, Arjuna, in this world, I, the Supreme Lord, has given two different paths. One path is for the advanced seekers of spirituality. The other path is for the beginners. Because for the advanced path, you need tremendous amount of purity of mind. Because at the seat of meditation, unless you have to a great extent control over the mind, you will not be able to successfully meditate. Therefore, mind has to be prepared. And preparation of the mind has to be done through the process of Karma Yoga. If this preparation is not done, the mind will only wander at the seat of meditation. Now, what is this Karma Yoga? The right way, the intelligent way of performing action is what is called as Karma Yoga. So yesterday we had seen the four principles of Karma Yoga. What are the four principles? Number one, Kartavya Nirvahanam. Where is it mentioned? Here it is mentioned. Niyatam Guru Karmatvam. Verse number 8. Niyatam Guru Karmatvam. You do the Niyata Karma. Whatever responsibilities, whatever duties the situation has put you in, do only those karmas. That's all what is needed. So perform your duties, number one. Perform it as best as you can. Samyak Acharanam. Where is it given? See verse number 9, the last term. Samachara. Samyak Achara. Do it as best as you can. Then the third one, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. When you perform action, do it as a worship of the Lord. Perform those actions unto the Supreme Lord. So that is the meaning, Yajñārtha Karma. Tadartham Karma means Yajñārtha Karma. Performing for the Supreme Lord. Why should we perform action for the Lord? Whatever we have has come from the Lord. For actions, you need the instruments, you need the body, you need the mind, you need the intellect, you need the resources, you need the world. Everything has come from Bhagavan, so action must be performed for the Supreme Lord. So yesterday we had seen some 6 terms. What are they? Number 1, Shraddha. Shraddha in whom? Shraddha in Bhagavan, Shraddha in the omniscience of Bhagavan, that he is all-knowing, omnipotence of Bhagavan, that he is all-powerful, and omnipresence of Bhagavan, that he is present everywhere. Shraddha. Shraddha in the goodness of Bhagavan. He is an embodiment of goodness. All virtues. He is the repository of all virtues. This Shraddha that is always there with me. This Shraddha that is my well-wisher. So this Shraddha has to be there. Number one, Shraddha. Number two, Bhakti, love for God. Why should I love God? Everything has come from Him, and His love for me also is infinite. So therefore, I should also love Him. He is my creator. So just like the child is supposed to love the father and mother, in the same way, we are supposed to love our creator, Bhagavan also. This love towards Bhagavan is called as Bhakti. Then what? Shraddha, Bhakti. Next one, Vinamrata. What is Vinamrata? Humility. We should be very humble. Why we should be humble? We should be humble because whatever we have doesn't belong to us. We don't have anything. Whatever we have, it is His. So we must be humble. We must never be egoistic of our attainments, of our abilities, of our strength, of our capabilities. Never. The moment the ego comes, know for sure that we have forgotten that Supreme Lord. Right. So Shraddha, Bhakti, Vinamrata. Next one, Kritatnyata. What is Kritatnyata? Being grateful to the Lord. He has given us so much. So in return, I must be grateful for whatever He has done. Kritatnyata. Then what? Tyaga Buddhi. What is Tyaga Buddhi? Whenever I perform an action, I must do it for the welfare of all. So there is an element of sacrifice involved. I sacrifice my everything for the welfare of all. So this is called as Tyaga Buddhi. And that is the meaning of this term Yajna. Yajna means sacrifice. Sacrificing oneself for the welfare of the totality. Sacrificing the Vyashti for the welfare of the Samashti. Tyaga Buddhi. And the last one, Sharanagati. What is Sharanagati? Whatever Bhagavan likes, that I must do. This is the meaning of surrender. Not what I like. Very many times I like what you call. If I do whatever I like, then those actions will be selfish actions. They cannot be called as Yajna Karma. They can only be called as Swartha Karma. So here, you are performing actions not to please yourself. You are performing action to please the Supreme Lord. There are two types of joy. The one is called the egoistic joy. The other is called the divine joy. What is the difference? The joy born out of selfishness is egoistic joy. The joy born out of sacrifice is divine joy. For example, somebody comes to your home and you don't have much food. Little food is there. So most of it you eat, little you give to the guest. So of course there is a satisfaction that you have eaten well. That is egoistic selfish joy. But suppose the whatever food you have, you give it to the guest and you remain hungry. Even though you are hungry, there is a sense of greater fulfillment, isn't it? So the joy is also of two types. One is the lower joy, the other is the higher joy. So what is this Sharanagati? In Sharanagati, you gain the higher joy. You gain the grace and blessings of the Lord. You do what He wants you to do. So what is it that Bhagavan wants you to do? He will always want you to walk the path of righteousness, walk the path of goodness, walk the path of moral values. This is what He will always expect you to do. He will ask you to walk the path of the truth. This is what He will ask you to do. Maybe there are difficulties, but even though there are difficulties, there is a sense of greater satisfaction, there is a sense of greater fulfillment when you walk the path of truth, of goodness. So what is Sharanagati? Listening to His voice and strictly obeying His commandments is Sharanagati. So then we say that karma is yajna karma. So that is the third principle. Ishvara arpana buddhi. What is the fourth one? Ishvara Prasāda Buddhi. Now that you have performed action, once you have performed actions, this cosmos will in turn bless you with the results, the karma phala. Every karma will have to come back as karma phala. For good karma, the karma phala also will be good. For bad karma, the karma phala also will be bad. As you sow, so shall you reap. This is a law. But whatever be the result, what should be our attitude? Ishvara Prasāda Buddhi. Whatever be the result, let us have this understanding that these results are coming from Bhagavan himself. So if he has given something, definitely that is what I deserve. Full stop. If he has given something, that is what is good for me. So this firm faith and total acceptance in whatever Bhagavan gives, this is called as Ishvara Prasāda Buddhi. So how will we know whether this prasada is there or not? If the mind doesn't grumble, if the mind doesn't complain about whatever we have got, then understand the Prasāda Buddhi is there. To the extent there is disturbance of the mind when the result comes, to that extent Prasāda Buddhi is missing. To that extent our love for God is lacking. To that extent our faith in the impartiality of God, in that goodness of God is lacking. So these are the four things we have seen. Now a little more. So now here it is said, Niyatam Karma Kuru. What is Niyatam Karma Kuru? Do your duties. Now the question is, what are those duties? So normally we think our duty means taking care of husband, wife, children, house, that's it. Full stop. No. Our scriptures have a cosmic vision. What is this cosmic vision? What are the duties we have towards this cosmos? So each and every individual, all of us, we have certain duties towards this world, towards this cosmos which is sustaining us. What are the duties? So in our scriptures we speak about Pancha Mahāyajñas. Pancha Mahāyajñas, the fivefold duties. The moment you receive something from someone, you have a duty towards that person. So duty is nothing but expression of gratitude towards the sources which has given you something or the other. This is the duty. The moment you receive from someone, that very same moment you have duty towards that person. So what are the fivefold duties we have? Number one, Brahma Yajna. So we have the fivefold duties. Brahma Yajna. Number two, Deva Yajna. Number three, Pitru Yajna. Number four, Manushya Yajna or Nr Yajna. Number five, Bhuta Yajna. So what is the first one? Brahma Yajna. What is this Brahma? Brahma means the Vedas. So our duties towards the source of knowledge. Whatever we are discussing now, we are discussing the spiritual text. So many scriptures have been written by the Mahatmas, the Rishimunis of the past. We have Ramayanam, Mahabharatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. So many scriptures have been written. Why these scriptures have been composed? All these scriptures tell us how to live life in the right way, in a righteous way. Because we can mess up our life without the knowledge of the scriptures. And that is what is exactly happening in the today's society. This knowledge has been neglected. Therefore, we find all kinds of problems in the society. You take any newspaper, it's filled with negative news. Why this negative news? The newspaper is filled with negative news because we are not taught how to live in this complex world. This world is full of complexities. Not only the world is complex, even this body is very complex. Our body, our mind, our intellect, they are all very, very complex things. So we need guidance as to how to live in this world. What is the right way of living? We need guidance. So these scriptures are the books which tells us how to lead a purposeful life. What do you mean purposeful life? There should be material prosperity on one hand, and also there should be spiritual evolution. That anyway we are going to discuss furthermore. So what is the right way of living? What is the intelligent way of living? Who should guide us? The scriptures have been written by the Mahatmas. Even Bhagavan himself take avatar for what? Bhagavan Krishna's avatar, the main purpose was to not to kill some asuras here or there. Killing asura is very easy. One lightning, one flood, one tsunami, one earthquake will do. Killing asura is not a big thing. But if you want to give teachings, then avatar is necessary. So what is the greatest contribution of Krishna Avatar? The greatest contribution is this Bhagavad Gītā which we are discussing. So the right knowledge is absolutely essential to live a fruitful life, a life of fulfillment. So that is why the purpose of the Vedas, the Upanishads, the scriptures. And so therefore we have so many Rishimuni, so many Mahatmas who have composed these texts for the welfare of the future generation. Now today we are discussing Bhagavad Gītā. When was this Bhagavad Gītā written? It was composed, as per the historians, they say it was composed some 5,000 years back. Now, a composition 5,000 years back, even today we are discussing it. This knowledge is available to us even today. What does it mean? It means there were generations and generations of people who have studied the scriptures, who have benefited from it. And since they have benefited, they felt that this knowledge is definitely essential for the next generation. So they preserved it and handed over it to the next generation. And therefore today, after thousands and thousands of years, we have all these scriptures with us. Isn't it? Today we are discussing because they have preserved it for us. So therefore, we are grateful to them. And how to express this gratitude? First of all, let us also benefit from the scriptures. How to benefit from the scriptures? Not by keeping the scriptures very well wrapped up in some ochre color cloth and then keep it in the puja room, do aarti to it. That is not the way. Is this the way to worship the scriptures? No. And this is what we Hindus have been doing. So many Hindus are there in this country, but how many of us know even one sloka properly of the scripture? We don't. Why? For us, scripture means keep it very well wrapped up in a puja room, in a corner, and do aarti to it. Bas. Dust it and come back. Isn't it? Bhagavad Gītā is not a scripture where you do aarti and come back. No. Bhagavad Gītā is a knowledge. So what should you do with regard to a knowledge? You must try to gain it. You must study the text, contemplate upon it, and try to live whatever has been said in Bhagavad Gītā. Bhagavad Gītā is in fact the essence of the entire Vedas. So if you don't have time to study so many scriptures, don't worry. You study only this Bhagavad Gītā, that is more than enough. And how many verses are there in it? Just 700 verses. Don't you have even this much of time? It's a very tragic thing that people only in their old age, retired life, they come to know that there is something like this and they come to attend satsang. When life is over, when you have already faced all the challenges and problems etc. in the wrong way and messed up your life, when everything is over, we come to the scripture and then we come to know, this is the way. I have missed the bus. Very unfortunate it is. At a very young age itself, this knowledge should be gained because it teaches us how to live in this world. So now this knowledge has been passed on. So many natural calamities have taken place. So many foreign invasions and foreign rules have taken place. So many empires have come and gone. But even today, this what you call as Jnana Parampara or Jnana Ganga is constantly flowing. Isn't it? So we must be grateful to all those generations of the past who have preserved this knowledge for us. So what is the way in which we can express our gratitude towards them? The best way is, let us study these scriptures. Let us try to implement them as much as possible in our life. And let us pass on this knowledge to the next generation. This is the greatest Guru Dakshina we can give to this Guru Parampara. Let us transform our lives and let us become role models for the next generation. Our life should be such that it should reflect the values present in these scriptures. And when these values are reflected in our lives, the next generation gains the inspiration to live these values. This is how the knowledge has to be transferred from one generation to another. So the point is this. So we must express our gratitude to this Guru Parampara. This is what is called as Brahma Yajna. So what is Brahma here? Always Brahma means Vedas. This is the meaning. So who is a Brahmana? Brahmana is the one who is walking the path shown by the Vedas. Who is a Brahmachari? See, all these places you will find the term Brahma. Who is a Brahmachari? Brahmachari is the one Chari, the one who walks. The path shown by the Vedas. So this way it has to be understood. Anyway, so this is the first responsibility. What is the first responsibility? Let us study the scriptures. Because without studying the scriptures, it is like closing the eyes and walking. The person is busily walking. Where are you going? I don't know. At least open your eyes. No, I don't have time to open my eyes. Busily walking. Where? Doesn't know. This is what will happen if we are not guided by the scriptures. Just because you are busy doesn't mean you are right. Today people in today's life, they take great pride in being busy. Just because you are busy doesn't mean you are right. What is more important is, are you walking the right path? This is more important. So the first one, Brahma Yajna. What is the second one? Deva Yajna. What is Deva Yajna? Deva means God. Simple. So in your life there should be some time for puja or some kind of spiritual worship of God, because everything has been given by God. So therefore in your day there should be some time kept to worship that Supreme Lord from whom you have got everything. Then this becomes Deva Yajna. Spending some time with our Creator. What way you are spending time, it is left up to you. It may be some chanting, it may be some puja, it can be meditation, it can be sitting in silence, it can be talking to God, it can be japa, in whatever way, but spend some time with that Creator who has sent you to this world. This becomes Deva Yajna. What is the third one? Pitru Yajna. Pitru means ancestors. Again, we must be grateful to our ancestors. This need not be told. Whatever we are today, it is because of the lots of sacrifices that have been taken by our ancestors, isn't it? Our parents, our grandparents. We must never forget this. The amount of pain and suffering which they have taken to raise up, to raise us, those sacrifices should never be forgotten. So our expressing our gratitude towards our forefathers, towards our ancestors, this is what we call as Pitru Yajna. So, what should be done? Take care of your father, mother, grandfather, grandmother. Take care of them very well. Lovingly take care of them. Of course, while taking care of them, there will be a lot of pain, struggle, discomfort, inconvenience. Even then, smilingly, as a worship of the Lord, do it. Don't send them to old age homes. This is the point. They may have so many defects, so many weaknesses, but in spite of that, it is our duty to take care of them. That becomes Pitru Yajna. Brahma Yajna, Deva Yajna, Pitru Yajna. What is the next one? Manushya Yajna or Nru Yajna. Our gratitude towards mankind in general. So if we just see our life, there are so many things which we are using. Somebody somewhere has sacrificed his time, his energy, his life to make my life comfortable. If you start counting, how much can you count? The list is endless. The food which I eat, the clothes which I wear, now here itself, the electricity, the building, the road, the hospital, the school, how much we have taken from the society, isn't it? Manushya Yajna means being consciously aware of whatever we have got from the mankind and being grateful to them. Now you may say, no, they were paid, that's why they worked. Money is nothing. Just look at a person who is constructing the road. Have you ever observed those people who are the road workers? Inhaling those poisonous fumes, and that too in the mid-summer, full of sweat, and that coal is burning there, and there they are toiling. You think just because you pay some amount of money, that sacrifice can be ignored? So in Manushya Yajna, what is being said is, whenever you find that people are sacrificing their life, their time, their energy, etc. to make my life comfortable, we must have such a heart which melts in gratitude. We are all living in wonderful houses, but have you seen those construction people? They are bathed in cement and dust and whatnot. Isn't it? So who should be grateful to whom? So we must have that heart which can feel this. This is the sign of a pure heart. You should not have a stone heart which says, anyway they are paid, why should I care? That's why they are working. That attitude is very bad. Such a person can never progress spiritually. So in life, start counting this. What all things I have got. You will find that every person who is walking on the road, indirectly or directly, that person has contributed to my happiness, to my peace, to my comfort. So I must be grateful to everyone on this planet. Today we have this internet facility, etc. Whatever you want to know, you have to just type in and the whole information comes in the internet. How many people must have worked day and night to give this facility to you? Have you ever thought this? So this way, start thinking. A farmer who is working in the field, how much he must have worked, how much sacrifice he must have undergone, because of which today in front of me I have this food available. So we have to cultivate that kind of heart, a heart which is full of thankfulness, full of gratitude. For such a person who has such a cultivated heart, a refined heart, a pure heart, spirituality is nothing but a cakewalk. It's very easy. Unfortunately, we have never developed these values of life. And that's why we find all these meditation, etc. becoming very difficult. Unless these values are cultivated, no progress is possible. Manushya Yajna. I've heard a very nice story. So there was this person called LaGuardia, who was the mayor of New York City. So in the court, once a person was caught, an old man. He was shivering with fear. The court proceedings were going on. So 2 policemen, they caught this old man and brought him. So this mayor was there. So he asked, what is the mistake he has done? So the policeman said, sir, this person has stolen 2 loaves of bread. And this old man was shivering. So this mayor said, what? This person has stolen? So he is a thief. He must definitely be punished. And what is the punishment? The punishment is he must pay $10 immediately. And this mayor said, I know that this old man doesn't have it, so therefore I give it from my pocket. So he took his cap, that hat, big one. He put $10 there, and then so many people were sitting there. So he told, and now to all of you, you are all living in a city where a person had to steal 2 loaves of bread for survival. So therefore you all are equally responsible to make him a thief. So therefore all of you are fined 50 cents. And then he hands over the hat and everybody puts that amount. The point is this, in a city if a person has to steal, the others are equally responsible. So Manushya Yajna means feeling that sense of gratitude. Not only that is gratitude, you do something for the mankind. So Annadanam, Vastradanam, all these things fall under that category. Our scriptures say at least 10% of your income should go back to the society in charity. That much amount you must give back. That society which has helped you earn money, you must give back one part of that to the helpless, to the needy. So this becomes Nriyajna or Manushya Yajna. And what is the next one? Next one is Bhuta Yajna. What is Bhuta Yajna? You not only take from mankind, you also take from other beings, animals, birds, plants. You take from them also. So therefore you must show gratitude even to them. Right? The tea, coffee, milk, etc. we drink. But remember, there is one calf which has given its mother's milk, because of which you are getting that milk. Yes or no? So who should be grateful? Calf need not be grateful. You should be grateful to that calf who has given its own mother's milk to you. A dog who is there in your apartment all the night, it is safeguarding you, protecting you, giving up its sleep. Have you ever thought in this angle also? Right. This is Bhuta Yajna. Not only the living beings, even the plants also. The food which has come to you, there was a living plant which has given its life in order to keep you alive. So who should be grateful to whom? Plants need not be grateful to us. The plant has given, therefore we should be grateful to the plants. This comes under Bhuta Yajna. In fact, this Bhuta Yajna is a very big topic. All the environment, to keep this environment clean and pure, this is our responsibility. This is our duty. This also comes under Bhuta Yajna. It is Pancha Mahāyajñas, the 5 elements. We are existing here because there is air to breathe, there is sunlight, there is water. So these are all the forces of nature. So therefore we must be grateful to them. And how to express this gratitude towards these cosmic forces? The best way is keep the earth clean and pure. Keep the environment clean. The past generation has kept this earth a beautiful place. Therefore today we are able to live. So let us keep this planet clean and pure so that the next generation can also benefit from this planet. Bhuta Yajna. In fact, our Guruji, Swami Tejamanji, had mentioned a very beautiful thing. He says, You must be thankful even to the inert things. It is not that you must be thankful only to the living beings. No. For example, the slippers which you have used. Just imagine to keep your foot safe, secure. That slipper is going through wear and tear all the time, isn't it? Isn't it a sacrifice? So you must be grateful to even the inert thing. The chair which you are sitting, that poor chair has been waiting for you as though to give you comfort. So we must be grateful to every little thing. The tap, the toothbrush, the toothpaste. Just imagine your heart is filled with gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. The fan, the light, the speakers. Just imagine. Now please remember, as far as Hinduism is concerned, there is nothing other than God. So what do you see here? You may say it has no life, but it is nothing but the manifestation of God alone. So Bhuta Yajna means being grateful to even the inert things, because they contribute to my happiness. Now just imagine the life of a person who is living in this world with these values. Will he ever have time to complain? Never. He will not even have enough time to thank, because there are so many things which are constantly blessing us, which are constantly making our lives easy. Now a heart which is constantly thanking, what kind of heart it will be? It will be a pure heart, it will be a noble heart, and such a person will experience peace, peace and peace all the time. Isn't it? I happened to just watch one video. So it was in the airport. One person was shouting at that, the person in the airport who was in charge. The flight was delayed for 2 hours because of some reason, some technical snag. And this passenger was shouting at somebody, at that in charge, maybe some air hostess or whatever. Now this person has forgotten one thing. How many thousands of people have been working day and night to make his travel comfortable, just because he happened to be delayed for 2 hours? Has he the right to shout that way? He is only seeing what is missing. He is not seeing what all has been given to him. Yes or no? Thousands of things are given to us. Our attention doesn't go there. One thing is missing. Immediately we flare up. So these are all the expressions of wrong thinking. I have heard a very nice story. So one family went to a hotel. This actually happened in Germany. One family, along with their friends, etc., they went to a hotel. So they ordered this and that. And finally, while getting up, most of the plates were not completely clean. Half of the food was left untouched. And as they were leaving, that person there said, "Sir, wait a minute. You have no right to waste this food." They called the police to arrest them. Can you believe? Now they said, whatever the expense are, whatever the price is there, we have paid it. Why we should be arrested? Then they made a very nice statement. They said, money may be yours, but the resources belong to the country. What a beautiful statement. No doubt you have paid, fine, but what about the resources which are wasted? Money may be yours, but the resources belong to the country. So therefore we have no right to waste any of these resources. So they all come under this Bhuta Yajna category. So what is our duty? Now, are you able to understand the Very many times we think our duty is just to take care of our family and that's it, over. It's not. Now just imagine, our scriptures have given everything to live a wonderful life. But how much or how many of us, even if we practice 1% of what is said in the scriptures, our life will be blessed? Yes or no? The problem with India is, our scriptures have everything, but we have no time to gain this knowledge from the scriptures. Others practice it and they benefit. And very many times we are asked, in India so many scriptures are there, Mahatmas are there, but why India is like this? Unclean, corrupt. India is like this not because the scriptures don't have the knowledge. India is like this because the scriptural knowledge has been totally discarded. In our schools and colleges, where is this knowledge given? It is not given. In fact, the other countries practice it and then they become great. The problem with India is not because we don't have the knowledge. The problem is we have the knowledge, but we don't have people who practice this knowledge. Practicing is what should be given importance to. So now each and every citizen, just imagine, if each and every citizen of this country, if they keep this Pancha Mahāyajñas in mind and transform their life, what will happen to this country? Won't this country become great? No doubt about it. So this is called Yajna Karma. Continuing, now Bhagavan says, what happens to a person who follows this in letter and spirit? What happens? Let us see the next verse, a beautiful verse. Saha yajñāh praja srışṭvā purovaca prajapatihi anena prasavishyadhvam yeshavostvishta kamadhuk. Prajapatihi, the Lord of all prajas, the creator of mankind. What did he do? Prajaha srışṭvā, after having created mankind, along with sahayajña, along with yajña. After having created the mankind along with yajña, he gave a loving advice. What is a loving advice? Anena prasavishyadhvam, with this you prosper. Yeshavaha tu ishtakamadhuk, may this be your wish fulfilling cow. So what is said here? So when the Supreme Lord, so here Prajapati means Brahmaji also, the creator, after having created the mankind, he sent the mankind into this world along with a, a gift packet. And what is that gift packet? It is nothing but this yajna. And then he said, with this you prosper. Now the scriptural statements are very, they all come in the coded form. You have to decode it. Parents, whenever they find their children going abroad, so what do? They go along with the son or the daughter. The son or the daughter is going abroad to studies or job or whatever. So normally what do the mothers do? They give them some chutney pudis. Isn't it? If you are not able to cook, use this chutney pudi and some chutney pudi, some pickle, some specially homemade items. Isn't it? So they pack it beautifully. They go to the railway station, to the airport, the bus stand, whatever. And while leaving also they give a parting message. Yes or no? They have already repeated it, but just before leaving, some parting message is given. Why? That love expresses in this way. Once you reach there, call back. Isn't it? In the same way, the Supreme Lord, just before sending this mankind to this world. Now what is this mankind? They are none other than His children. Every one of us, we are His children. So therefore, now that He is going to send us to this world, this complicated world, so therefore it is but the responsibility of the Lord, what? To give some parting advice, to give a special gift. And what is the gift? So here it is. Sahayajñam praja srištva. After having created the mankind, He gave this special gift, a special advice. And what is this advice? Yajña is the advice. And what is the instruction given? My dear children, anena prasavishyadhvam. With this you prosper. Eshavaha, may this be your ishtakama dhuk. May this be your wish fulfilling cow. So what is this wish fulfilling cow? It is nothing but kamadhenu. So normal cow gives only milk. But what does kamadhenu give? Whatever you desire, you can milk it from kamadhenu. Now the instruction by the Supreme Lord is, with this attitude, the attitude of yajna, you will be successful everywhere. You will not only be materially prosperous, you will evolve also spiritually. So what is that? It is nothing but this yajna spirit which we have discussed. If this be your attitude, nobody can stop you from success. Now let us see the next verse also. That instruction continues. What is being said? See verse number 11. Devan bhavayatanena ye deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreyah paramavapsyatha. So what is the instruction? Anena devan bhavayata. You worship the gods with this yajna spirit. Te devaha bhavayantu vaha. Those devatas in turn will bless you. So you worship those cosmic forces, those devatas, and these cosmic forces will in turn bless you, so that you will be prosperous and successful. This way, parasparam bhavayantaha. You worship them and they bless you. So in this way, parasparam, cherishing each other, parasparam bhavayantaha shreyah paramavapsyatha. May you attain the highest good. So this is the instruction given by the Supreme Lord. So what is being praised here? The spirit of yajna is praised here. Now you will find that this yajna spirit can be applicable at different levels. Not necessarily the highest level which we have discussed. Performing all actions for God, that's the highest. But even if that is not possible, even at the lower levels also, we can apply this yajna spirit. Now we will discuss how it can be. So let me redefine this attitude of yajna. Pujya Gurudev has written a beautiful commentary on this. So now let us redefine this attitude of yajna. So what is this attitude of yajna? Whenever a group of people come together, whenever a group of people come together with this attitude of yajna, and what is this attitude of yajna? Whatever abilities and talents they have, they are all God-given abilities and talents. When they pour out all their God-given talents and abilities as best as they can, for the welfare of all, keeping the bigger picture in mind, without ego and egocentric desires, in a spirit of cooperation and not in the spirit of competition, sinking all the personal differences and opinions, in a spirit of sacrifice, when a group of people come together, pouring out their talents and abilities. Then what is said is, if this way, if the people can come together, success is guaranteed. Have you understood? So what are the factors? So people come together. What are they doing? Whatever abilities are given to them, they make the best use of it. And even when they pour out their abilities, their focus is not what I will get. Their focus is what everyone will get. So that is the meaning, keeping the bigger picture in mind for the welfare of all. The question is not what I can get. The question is what I can give. Without ego and egocentric desires, in a spirit of sacrifice, sinking all the personal differences and opinions, in a spirit of cooperation and not competition. If this way people can come together, this attitude is called the attitude of yajna. This is what is being said. So what is Bhagavan saying? My dear children, if you live there, anyway you are going to live in this world, live this way. Then success is guaranteed. Now you will find that this spirit is followed everywhere where there is success. Let us start from the very same body itself. In this body, what do you find? You will find that every limb in this body is following this principle. Eyes are seeing, ears are hearing, digestion is happening, hands and legs are functioning. But all these limbs are functioning for what? What is the bigger picture? The bigger picture is the body should be healthy, the body should be secure. Yes or no? Every limb is functioning only for this. Now each one, what are they doing? Eyes are only seeing. Eyes are not trying to hear. It is not necessary also. Ears are not trying to see. Not necessary. Meaning what? Do whatever talents and abilities you are blessed with. You do only that. You need not do other things. So eyes are only seeing. The ears are only hearing. The hands, legs, they are doing their respective functions. But what is the higher goal? The higher goal is body should be healthy, body should be secure. And see the coordination. You are walking, there is a pit there in front. Who sees? The eyes see. Immediately the signal is given to the brain. Then what do the brain do? Immediately the signal is given to the legs, and the legs deviate the path. Isn't it? See the coordination. Everybody doing their job for the welfare and well-being of the body. Now here also there is a spirit of sacrifice. Suppose some dust, something comes. What do? Immediately the eyelids close. Why the eyelid close? Now here there is a sacrifice. The eyelid sacrifice its own safety for the safety of the eyeballs. Some stone comes to you, immediately the hands come in front. Why? To protect the head. Because the body cannot survive without the head. The body can survive without the hand. So what is important? Head is important. So therefore, the unimportant should sacrifice itself for the important limb. Yes or no? This is called yajna spirit. I am not bothered about me. I am bothered about the samashti, the totality. So all my work I do, in my own chosen field I do, but I do it keeping the bigger picture in mind. And therefore, since this yajna spirit is there in each and every limb, our body is healthy. When the food is eaten, digestion happens in the stomach. The food is converted into energy. But the stomach doesn't say, I have converted, so everything should come to me. No. What does it do? Immediately it is supplied through the blood throughout the body. Therefore the body is healthy. The same thing applies to everything. Now expand it further. Let us come to a family. If there has to be peace and harmony in the family, what should the family members do? Now things are self-explanatory now. If every family member thinks, what will I get? If every family member is selfish, that family is finished. Isn't it? What is diverse? Diverse is nothing but what? Absence of yajna spirit. I have heard a very beautiful story. So there were two brothers. The father had 2 sons. The father was a farmer. So they used to plow one piece of land they had. Years passed by. The farmer passed away. The 2 brothers, they grew up. They started plowing the field, and whatever produce they used to get, they would take 50% each. Elder brother remained unmarried. The younger one got married. After marriage, he shifted to another house. He had a wife and 2 kids. The elder one remained unmarried. But this continued, 50% share. One night after dinner, the elder brother, suddenly one thought struck him. The thought was, see, as far as my younger brother is concerned, he has a wife and 2 kids. As far as I am concerned, I am alone. So it is not right that 50% I should take. I should give a greater portion to my younger brother. He deserves more. So that night itself, he went to his godown, made his bullock cart ready, got all the sacks and filled the bullock cart with sacks of grain, and then he left to the godown of his younger brother without informing him. Why? Because he knew that if I inform him, he will not accept. So he started from his house to his younger brother's godown. Very interestingly, at the same time, his younger brother was there. After supper, after dinner, he had another thought. What was his thought? See, as far as I am concerned, I have 2 kids. They will grow up and they will take care of me. In my old age, I will never have any problem because they are there. But as far as my elder brother is concerned, he is alone. A time will come when he will not be able to plow the land. His body will be weak. He will need some support, but he is all alone. So it is not right that 50% I keep. I should have given more to him. So the very same night, this younger brother, he is coming from his godown, going to his elder brother's godown. Now in those days, there used to be only one kacha road, untar road. So here, the younger brother is coming in his bullock cart. From here, the elder brother is coming in his bullock cart. And somewhere they had to meet. They met and they inquired, where are you going in this night? And it is said, when they came to know the purpose, both of them hugged each other with tears of love. And it is said this really happened in Japan, and they have built a brotherhood temple exactly in the place where they hugged each other. What I am trying to say is this. In a family, when everybody thinks, wow, how can I contribute to the peace, to the harmony of the family? When each and every family member thinks this way, that family becomes heaven upon earth. Yes or no? But suppose every brother, every sister is thinking, how can I get the maximum? How can I exploit? Whether it is property, land, money, bank balance, suppose if this is the way they think, what will happen? Nobody will enjoy, everybody will be there in the court, filing cases against each other, spoiling our relationship. This is what is happening now everywhere. Everybody has become selfish. Everybody thinks, what will I get? How can I grab more? How can I hold more? If this is the attitude, in your family you will find hell. Even though everybody is well off, you will find the relationship broken. You will find there is no peace. There is only hatred. There is only revenge. How many families are rotting in the footsteps of these courts and cases and lawyers, etc. And our Indian court, 20, 30 years, nothing will happen. Generations after generations go and you are not able to enjoy anything, though it belongs to you. You create a hell, isn't it? What created hell? The absence of this attitude. That's why in Chinmaya Mission pledge, it is there. Producing more than what you consume and giving more than what you take. There's a pledge of Chinmaya Mission. There's a one line. Wherever you go, this should be your goal. How I can give more than what I take. How I can produce more than what I consume. So wherever this person goes, he will create a heaven. No doubt about it. Nowadays this daughter-in-law, mother-in-law problem is a big problem. In fact, this problem has created so many nuclear families. Nowadays we don't have joint families. The biggest problem is this. Mother-in-law, daughter-in-law problem. And nobody knows how to solve. Yajna spirit will solve all problems. Suppose the daughter-in-law gets into the house as a maid servant. Bhagavan, I will worship you by serving all of them. My mother-in-law is no more my mother-in-law. She is my own mother. I will serve her as my own mother. I will serve my father-in-law as my own father. If with this decision, if she enters into the house and serves everyone and let her convert that service as a worship of the Lord, then she need not even go to the puja room also. If with this attitude, if she serves, you will find that the whole environment in the house is changed. Yes or no? But what is the problem? The problem is the ego. I don't want to serve everyone. Others should serve me. Finished. Yajna spirit is over. Within few months, this daughter-in-law fights for a new house. And she finds all blame in everyone. And slowly you will find the son, along with the wife, goes away. Business people, they make a lot of money. Because another new fridge, another new washing machine, another new TV. These business people, they never want a joint family. They always want nuclear families only. Only then the business will flourish. But please understand, nuclear family is born out of absence of yajna spirit. When every family member thinks, how can I make every others happy? For that I am ready to go through any discomfort, any inconvenience. If this is the spirit, and this was the kind of lifestyle we had, our ancestors, that's why we used to have so many joint families everywhere. Why? They used to follow this. Problems were minimum. Somebody told me this, this mental hospitals have multiplied like anything now. It is all because of this sprouting of nuclear families. All are sick, mentally sick. As Pujya Gurudev used to say, modern man is comfortably miserable. What is comfortably miserable? In the AC room, he is miserable. Everything is there. Enough to eat, but miserable. No peace of mind. What is the reason? Selfishness is the reason. If the daughter-in-law enters into the house and serves everyone, you will find that the mother-in-law will start loving the daughter-in-law much more than her own daughter. A time will come, she will just give the bunch of keys to her daughter-in-law. Isn't it? Don't think it is impossible. This is the only way. Win the heart of others through service, through love, through humility, through surrender. Win the heart, not by arguing, but by loving service. These are all very, very practical tips. And in our scriptures it is said, a woman who can do this through other service, she need not do any kind of spiritual sadhana. This is more than enough. She need not even take sannyas. Whatever a sannyasi gains through tapas, she gains by doing her duties like this. By serving everyone selflessly with that yajna spirit. That spirit of sacrifice. If a woman can serve the husband, children, etc., in-laws, etc., then that lady need not do any tapas. This is a unanimous declaration of all scriptures. And we have such stories also. So there was this Kaushika Rishi, one sadhaka, in the forest. He was doing tapas. One crane was sitting on his head top, did something. Dropping, he looked and the crane was burnt into ashes. He felt very happy. And he went, Bhiksha. The story comes in Mahabharata. You must be knowing this. And then, Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. He went in front of a house. That lady took a little extra time to come out. There was a little delay. And this person was burning in anger. This lady came. And looking at his face, this lady said, "Oh Rishi, don't think I am that crane that you can just look at me and then burn me down." This Kaushika Rishi was stunned. How did she know what had happened in the deep forest? Then she says, "Because I serve my husband selflessly, I have gained this power. If you want to know more, go to that butcher, he will tell you." This Rishi is sent to some butcher, and butcher is doing butchering job. And this person comes. The butcher looks at him and says, "Oh, that lady has sent you, just wait there." This Kaushika Rishi was stunned. How can this ordinary lady attain such high spiritual eminence? This butcher says, "I serve my father and mother selflessly. Through that service, I have gained this ability." What I am trying to say is this: through selfless service in the family, not only you create prosperity in the family, not only there is peace and harmony, you also spiritually evolve. So at every stage, so at the individual, at the body level also, you will find yajna, yajna karma happening. In the family level also, wherever this yajna karma happens, there is peace and harmony. Even in the organization, you expand everywhere. At different levels you see, you will find wherever this yajna karma is there, wherever individuals are inspired to perform action with this spirit, there is plenty, there is prosperity. More of it, this line of thought will continue tomorrow also. There are a lot more to discuss. We will see more of it tomorrow. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhave Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.